Hey guys, welcome back to the practical implementation of deployment. So to do the deployment, you can go access the admin console and then go to deployments. When you're in the deployments, you should be able to see that the options here is disabled. So you just click on lock and edit and then click on install. Now this should get you to the default location. Go to your home directory, which is your WLS host one. Go to OPT, dumps, and EAR file where we have exploded or cloned our GitHub. You should see the tele application version 1, version 2. Go for the version 1. You can also deploy other applications and you can test it also. That is also part of your downloads from GitHub. So you are very welcome to go ahead and deploy these applications when you are free. But then if you want to follow this training program, please use the version 1 of your tele application. Select the EAR file. Click on next. And then you should select this as an application, not as a library. If you select it as a library, it will be used for referencing to your application and it will not be able to work as an application. So select the application, click on next. When you're asked about the targets, so you need to select the full cluster over here. You can also select a part of a cluster, but it breaks the purpose of a cluster. So always select all servers in a cluster. So click on next. Now you can see that the name of the application, how the name is going to be. And here your application is on this deployment descriptor only security role. We'll talk about application security later. Now we will talk about the source availability in terms of the staging method. There are 3 types of stage mode, which we have already seen on the architecture diagram: stage, no stage, and external stage. So when we are deploying with the default defined by the deployment targets, which is basically your cluster, or the copy this application onto every target for me, is both stage mode. So this is called stage mode. So these 2 options are given for a stage mode. And this is no stage mode, wherein the deployment will happen from this location. It will not be copied into the stage folder. So first we will do this, and then second time when you're deploying, we will do the no stage mode, and third time when you're deploying, we will do the external stage mode. All right, so go ahead and select the copy into every target for me, or use the default one. Both are same. So select this and then go ahead. In terms of plan, so you can see that use the same accessible as application, copy the plan to every target for me. So you can use this 2 things as the same one, and do not copy this plan onto target. It's not going to copy any plans to your target. But do remember that we are not giving the deployment plan in this deployment, but even if we are doing that hands-on for deployment plan, here is not where you are actually loading the deployment plan. I'll be telling you a separate location for that, so don't worry about it. Click on next. All right, so now you're in the final window, which is your configuration review window. So here you can see all your selections over here, and then click on finish. Now your application will go to initialize distribution or distribution initializing. This state is basically means that you need to activate the changes for this deployment to happen. So if you go back to the deployment window, you can see distribute initializing. So this basically means that you need to activate changes. So just click on activate changes and you can see that it's gone to new state now. Now this new state meaning that your server JVMs are down. So you can see that both your JVMs as part of the cluster is down. So bring up one of the JVMs by going to control, select the node and click the start button. Now this may take a minute or so for this JVM to come back up. The moment the JVM comes back up, you will see that the application enters the new stage. You can also see this update from the log file. Do open the server name .log file. So the .log file will give you the actual update in terms of deployment, because it will give you a lot of information towards your application deployment as well. So here you can see that there is some thread about deployments is going on. You can see this is internal BA deployment. There will be a deployment for your application as well. I'm just looking for that. not able to find it. So let's just open the log with less, and then let's go to the bottom, and then search for tele_EAR. So you can see that this is application which is deployed with tele_EAR as the module. So when you go to the application, you can open this and you can actually see the module name, which is tele_EAR file. So as I told you in the demo or the architecture class, how your application is designed. So your application is designed as this is a EAR file, it will have multiple files under it. So one of those files is var file, the tele_v1 file. So this var file has an context root declared, and that context root is what it is, tele_EAR. You can declare this context root as part of this module, or you can declare it on the EAR file as well. So however you want to declare it. You have both the options to declare it. So now that you can see that the state called install state, now it is still not active state. So the active state is when your JVM is running and you have started your deployment. So you have to start your deployment by going to control and then selecting the deployment and start it. So as of now, if you see the logs, you can see that this particular module is it has gone from state new to state prepared. All right, so now you don't see any other update from this, like the state has been moved from prepared to admin and admin to new. So that's basically, it goes like that: state new to state prepared, and the state prepared to state admin, and state admin to started or active. That's the state. So when you just do a tail over here, you can actually see the state moving now when you hit the start on all requests. Yeah. So when you say, okay, so first let's do the admin. When you say admin, so you can see that the state here moves from prepared to admin. So this basically is your tele_EAR file, and it is moving from prepared to admin state. Now when you select this and say start all request, now it will move from admin to active. So these are the states which we discussed earlier. So it goes from firstly new to prepared to admin to active. Okay, so if any case in any state it fails, then it goes to failed state failed it will go to. So that indicates that there is a transitioning problem wherein which it's not able to transmit or transition from one state to another state because of some error in your application. So that's kind of an error which comes in when you do that activity. So to browse this application, very simple, go to your application, go to testing, open this, and then you'll get the URL over here. Click on the URL and you will get the televersion 1 application. And this is a copy of an existing application. I just modified the words here just to say it's a tele application. Let's just try to examine this application on the next video, where we will be actually doing a lot of work. We have to update this application. We will have to do deployment plan on this. We will also, working on understanding some the module level stuff. In the next video, we will understand the modules within this. But first, we will explore this EAR file. In the next video, we will extract this file and see what's the content of it, how this is getting loaded, and what modifications and where I made it on the file to make this a version 1. And I will also teach you how to explore this module inside your WebLogic admin console. And we will also work with all kind of staging modes, because staging modes is very important and you should understand it with hands-on. So we will work with the staging mode as well as part of this particular section. Thank you again for your patience. I'll see you on the next video.